For the elevated plank, you're going to start kneeling on the box. You're going to bring yourself into a plank position. You could start with your hips up a little bit more. You have to reach your elbows out a little bit. You might take some finding the right spot to get into, but from there, you want obviously your elbows out a little bit. So in this elevated plank, we're going to apply all of those same principles we've been working on with the quad plank. We're going to tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button in. We're going to elongate the thoracic spine, let our shoulder blades stay collapsed together. From there, now what we're doing is we're keeping that tailbone tucked, and we're going to bring our hips into extension. And we bring our hips into extension just like the med ball slam. We're not bringing our low back into extension and hanging down here. This does absolutely nothing for plant purpose. We're just hanging on our vertebra. So what you need to have happen, belly button's in, tailbone's tucked, right? Long spine, shoulder blades collapse, and then from there, I'm just going to let my hips come down into extension. This is where the fun begins, because I can keep my glutes engaged, keep my belly button pulled in, and now I'm driving my hips into extension while holding this plank position. If you feel a lot going on in your abdominal muscles, you're doing this exercise right, because the next one we're going to come into, we'll do Copenhagen side plank. So for this, you're going to start with your shin on the box. So I've got my leg in between here. I'll show you the first version, and then I'll show you a modified version. So the first version, I'm going to take my bottom leg, and I'm just going to hug the box with my feet. So I've got one leg on the top of the box, one leg on the bottom of the box. And then what I'm going to do from here, shoulder stays down away from my ear. I'm going to drive into a side plank position, just like this. And I'm going to take my hip back down to the ground and then drive back up here, right? So make this a little bit more challenging by bringing your leg out a little bit more, driving up into that plank, coming back down. Need to make it a little bit easier. Take this knee, curl, and assist, right? So I'm working on this adductor, but at the same time, I'm supporting with my opposite hip. So you can curl that knee under just like we do a regular modified plank. You'll be standing on the box. We're going to reach back on the diagonal. So what we're trying to do is to reach across at a 45-degree angle. From here, we're coming up, if I can keep my balance, into that march position. So belly button in, chest up, let that foot come across to reach, and then come back into the march. Show you from the other side so you can see. Here, I'm coming down. I'm watching my knee and my ankle alignment as I reach down and then march back up. Also, be aware of your hips. It's okay for a little dip, but we don't want a major hip hike on the side that's staying on the box. You want to get a bend into this knee and try to keep your hips relatively level so that your thigh and your glutes are doing more of the work. From there, now you can add height to this and then work yourself down. Maybe put another riser on the box. I'm just going to use some pads here. We're going to do a single leg down, double leg up squat. So got my balance on one leg. I'm slowly lowering myself down into the sitting position. I'm going to take both feet. I'm going to return back up to the standing position. Reset and go again. Trying to control my knee as I come down. Try not to plop. That wasn't the best one. Try on the other side. Trying to control my descent as I come down, land as softly as I can before putting both feet on the ground to return back to the standing position.